Hello, everyone. My name is Alexander Hizikias, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of equb Financial Technologies PLC. And our company is based in Ethiopia. And today I'll be talking about how digital peer-to-peer savings groups and lending circles can help avail access to credit. So the biggest thing I want to mention is how difficult it is to actually source credit in Africa, in the African context. And one of the most prominent financial institutions in Ethiopia and Africa is rotational savings and credit associations. So what it means by that is it's a traditional system where people come together to contribute a certain fixed amount of funds to a pot, and that pot eventually goes to a person who wins the lottery. And this system has been able to provide credit to different SMEs, households, and the such. So when we're talking about access to credit and its credit scoring, by having to introduce this technology of a digital platform where these Roskas actually come to this platform and use to interact and save, we can mitigate or bridge these gaps of access to credit. So currently, the situation is very dire, and in order to source a $3 fund from any financial institution, one would need at least a dollar of the other way around. Actually, you'd need a $3 worth of collateral to source $1 worth of credit. So. And beyond that, we have a credit bureau that's basically non-existent, or very low data recording is occurring in that regard. So you have no credit reporting on behalf of the citizens and no credit risk assessment. So people cannot use their financial information to source credit. So in Ethiopia, the population size stands 150 million people, and that's the market size. And you have 65% of those populations who are unbanked. And in Africa, that number is, for the population size, 1.4 billion, with 57% of people remaining underbanked. So this number can give you what the market can be, and if this informal institution can be digitized, we can then source funds much easily, and it's much more efficiently and conveniently as well. The Roska or equb as an institution, the reason why it's becoming irrelevant are all these reasons. So amongst these savings groups, there exists a lot of bias and lottery draws, a lot of default risks, and lack of trust is one of those key factors that makes this institution very insignificant as of recent days. So what we did with equb is equb generally is a collateral-free, interest-free access to quick loans. So this is much more different than any banks or payment systems that anybody's used to. And by the way, equb is a name that's given traditionally in the Ethiopian context, but if you go to the West Africa, and it's called Esusu, and if you go to Pakistan, Iran, East Asia, the same system is very familiar, so it's not confined to the geographical region of Ethiopia when we say equb. So what we plan on doing is we plan on having a very decentralized system where people can accrue points. So then we have information or a digital footprint on every citizen or every member that actually uses this equb system. So eventually these points are going to be used to avail microcredits or small loans to SMEs or any other individual member. So this is what we mean by collateral free. If a person or a community is marginalized by default, then they cannot access banks. And this institution can be leveraged to actually, this algorithm, this credit scoring system can be leveraged to give them much needed credit. To just give you the social element of what this stands for, equb is basically a social solution to finance. And I know this. I know a lot of you are aware of this quote: "All for one and one for all." So we're actually pushing this agenda, and by having to actually onboard every member, we can then source funds for all. So thank you for listening, and we plan on coming the next neobank of the people, and we plan on digitizing the traditional system and making credit available for everybody. Thank you for listening, and I'll be entertaining any questions if you have any.
Thank you, Alexander. Do we have any questions regarding the system of All for One? Anyone? Yes.
Sorry. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. First of all, great project. I love it. Just wondering what kind of, like how do you keep track or how do you build people's credit score? Like it has to be like in other countries, like the US, you have Xperia, Equifax, all of those. But are you taking the role of what all of those Equinox and all of that do? Are you creating your own? I don't know how to call that, but yeah, credit bureau. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's the word.
Okay. So basically, equb is only one part of a person's financial responsibility when it comes to the Ethiopian context. So when you look at the financial credit worthiness in general, you would have to look at different expenses or utility payments or other payments that have to be made in order to reassure that this person is going to be able to pay loans or qualify for loans. So this system is usually cash-based. So by having to introduce this digital system, then we can track people's payments, and for example, for every on-time payment, you get an extra point. For every late payment, you get a point that's going to be removed. So you have this system is going to give you a sense of it's going to give you a sense of financial responsibility on a scale, basically. So you would have to contrast these numbers across other financial responsibilities. So we're not technically doing, we're not covering the whole section of a person's utility payments and all these things, but this can be a good start.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes.
Yes. How many people are now in the system, in your system? What's the number that you reached?
Okay, so we've launched our MVP product, and in a matter of 90 to 120 days, we've managed to onboard at least 10,000 people. And off of those 10,000 users, 200 groups have been formed as the savings groups. And this is an MVP product that we just launched as a beta testing. But we plan on onboarding at least 100,000 by the end of 2023. And when we say this, technology adoption is at its infancy in Africa, in Ethiopia. So there's a lot of work to be done in the regards of go-to-market strategies and awareness programs, support helplines, and all these things. So once we've managed to actually do a large-scale activation, we plan on affecting at least millions of people's lives.
Did you discover something new after the people who joined? Like, did you change your model?
Oh yes, definitely. We've gotten a lot of data from that. We've extracted a lot of data. So there was not enough secondary data to rely on in the first place. So a lot of our time and money was spent actually trying to test this product and receive the feedback. And based on that, we've managed to build equb 2.0, which is going to be released in the next few months. So equb 2.0 will have a better language options, better credit scoring system, and you have a user-friendly platform that everybody can use. And most of all, a lot of people cannot afford to buy smartphones in Africa. So we've managed to create a USSD platform for basic feature phones. So even the older generation is going to be able to access credit very easily.
Nice. Good luck.
Thank you.
one question over here.
Hey, so I bumped into the into the presentation in the middle of it, but I'm curious, are you guys pre-revenue?
Yes, we're pre-revenue, and we've been bootstrapped until now. And using this platform, I would like to express that we're officially fundraising at this point, and we have a good runway. We've built a good product that has garnered a lot of attention from media and organically as well. So yes, we're pre-revenue, but we'll be at least monetizing in the next 12 months.
And how can I get in touch with you to discuss some investment opportunities?
I'm going to be available for any of you who want to ask more questions, or I can give you my email. I'm right here.
Cool, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Last question? Anyone? Fantastic initiative, Alexander Hizikias of equb. Give him a warm hand of applause. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And that wraps it up for the FinTank stage. Our last day. Thank you, Alex. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a part of it. The FinTank stage, the sessions, the workshops. Thank you to the speakers. Most importantly, thank you to our partners and our sponsors for making this possible. The platform for information exchange and exchange of experiences has been phenomenal. Thank you, everyone. Wish you a fantastic afternoon. Bye-bye.